So shall we begin? Hello guys and welcome to today's stream. My name is Exotic Alpha and tonight we're in for another commentary for the DRS Active Racing League. Today we're heading towards a beautiful and classic circuit of Melbourne in Australia, which is a very nice but also very tricky circuit, of course. Especially the Fast S chicane at the beginning of Sector 3 is the most famous place to crash in this year's game. In terms of the championship standings though, we have 3 races remaining now. The Gas is still leading, but the gap has been reduced to 35.5 points to Gemstrav in second place. If Gas outscores Gemstrav tonight by 15 points, he will be the new world champion as far as I know. Unless Elise outscores Gas by 8 points, and McLaren took the Constructors' Championship in Mexico already, so they won that. And I did stream that as well. So a few facts actually about the Australian Grand Prix. This is rather short actually. The first race was being held in 1928 in Australia, actually on Phillip Island. The circuit has 16 corners with 2 DRS zones. The length of the circuit is 3,281 miles, and that is about 5,280 kilometers. The Australian Grand Prix will be on the calendar until 2025 because they've signed a contract with F1 to be in F1 until 2025, which is pretty exciting news to be fair. If that goes on because of Corona, of course. Let's check in the stream by a few messages. Grindok yo, how's it going, man? Adam, evening dude, cheers for comms. Thanks, Adam. I'm feeling pretty ill to be fair, but we're still here. We're still a bit diehard and just trying our best to do some comps here. As you're aiming for last place again? Are you? Hopefully you don't spin this time around like you did in Mexico, mate. So yeah, we're only like 3.5 minutes of the start of this Australian Grand Prix. Today we're in for a short qualifying session as always, followed by 29 laps. That is about a 50% race distance. So let's see what we've got in for tonight. Cost is in for tonight, with Elise and for Tanya Gems for tonight. So these are the most important persons we're going to match today, obviously. I know most of them already because I did comps last time around. So I know who to watch out for. As we're readying up. Are we readying up? Yes, we are readying up. And we're good to go. We'll be underway for 18 minutes of qualifying here in Australia. And let's see if loads of people actually going to DNF and what weather will it be. That's something that's very interesting as well. Because Australia can be very hot obviously and very dry, but it can also be a very harsh circuit in terms of weather. Let's put this stream in other channels as well, so everyone sees we're live. Like that. Put in the DRS active as well, that everyone sees and everyone can enjoy the stream. Let's see what comes out first. Let's put the telemetry on and the lap data obviously because short qualifying is qualifying. As I was retired from the session, I probably have a qualifying ban then. I just decided to start from the back of the grid, is also possible. We've 18 drivers in for tonight, which is pretty exciting to see as well. It's pretty much a full grid, and I really love to see that. Who is out on track? Mounted is out on track, and who else out on track? Is that Ruboy Liam? I don't get like a cam, but it's a bit buggy, I think. Yeah, it was a bit buggy. And doesn't let me press my L1 button as well. Oh, okay, that was a pretty buggy start to the stream, guys. Sorry for that. I literally couldn't press my R1 button. Let's ride on board with Ruboy Liam here. He's also a pretty fast rival actually in the Haas ES tonight, as he's always in the DRS Active Racing League. He's now going to the mains, to straight here, and then we get that, like Ashiken was talking about earlier in the stream. Actually, this corner is so tough to nail, and if you get it wrong, you just end in the barriers, and your race or qualifying session will be over pretty soon. He's now coming towards the last few corners of the track in Australia. He's now coming towards the last corner, then we're about to cross the finish line here and start our first lap of the qualifying session, of course. Hopefully Matipit is not on the way. Oh. But it was not Matipit because he was out of the session. He has left the sessions, probably will be the DAI of him. But man, that was tough. That was really harsh. That's riding in the way for mounted as well here. Hope yeah, that's something we don't like to see, obviously, but I think Maddie can't do anything about it. Just left the session, probably with a connection issue or something. Let's see, because Mounted is the first one that's going to cross the finish line with a hot lap. And Maddie is in once again here. He's joined back. And there's a spin of Mounted, and that's what I'm talking about. And he's already out. And Ruboy Liam as well. Also out of qualifying. There's two guys going towards that chicane, and both are out already here. Well, that's not a very promising start here, but let's see what this is going to bring us. I mean, Gino is on a hot lap in the Red Bull here. See the first one to cross finish line is Racken, the first one. Racken is in front of the cast. Puts the first time in 1:23.5 here. As we see Gino getting a bit of slipstream from Racken there. It's a 1:23.4 for Gino. He puts his Red Bull in first place, a provisional pole for now. Still loads of time remaining, of course. And it's only the first lap of the session here. Ollie is starting his lap here. What else we got? That Spurs is about to cross finish line. Yes, he is. 1:23.9 puts his Red Bull in third place. Red Bull's in first and third place for the moment here. And then we have Pat coming towards the finish line. Pat is going to put in a 1:25.5, but he will definitely improve on that. Only like the opening laps, doesn't say anything. Let's watch Street Boy actually. He's backed off, but he's validated it. Elise is on a hot lap, and this is a very interesting one, of course. This is a very interesting one because Elise needs to outscore Cast by what is it, like 8 points? If he wants to hold off the world title of Cast actually. But yeah, Jim Strap is in there as well, of course. Let's ride on board with Elise because he's a very important person to watch in terms of the championship. It is such a difficult corner. You can literally see the cart like swirling around a bit. Elise is going towards the last few corners of the Australian track here. What is the time going to be like from Elise here? looks pretty rapid in my opinion. 123.3 and puts himself on provisional pole with that. And yeah, that is Cast under pressure already in terms of the world title, of course. So let's see what Cast's response to that is going to be, obviously. Aiden is not really on a hot lap, I see. Streetboy is though. Matty Pitt just started this lap. Let's watch Streetboy here because he's on a hot lap. His first hot lap of the session here in the Alfa Romeo. Going to be a 125.5, puts him in 7th place with that run. Let's actually watch cars. What's cars? Oh, and Spurs! And Ollie came together there, I think. And Cast goes to provisional pole on 122.8 here. That's half a second quicker than Elise at the moment. Big statement there for Cast, but watch Jim's traveling. He's still in the pit lane. Just watching this from a distance, watching the times a bit, and coming out when there's less traffic, I suppose. It's about to cross the finish line. Is a Red Bull? It's not a Red Bull. There's Matty Pitt, I think, in the Williams. So let's ride on board with Matty Pitt here. Now coming towards the last corner of the circuit, but this is not a really reliable time, I think. It's going to be like 130s. 131.4. Puts him in 8th place with that run. Kuba's in the hot lap. What is his time going to be like here in the Mercedes? Because it was rather quick as well last time around in Mexico, where I streamed it. It was really rapid there, so let's see what Kuba's going to produce here. There's going to be a 124.5, puts him at 6th place with that run. And Elise put it in a 122.9, but that is not enough to like push Cast off of provisional pole here. And Elise knows that, so I think he's back in the pit lane in a few minutes time, in a few seconds time actually, say minutes. Let's watch Cal here. Cal is on his first lap of the session. He was very unlucky back in Mexico where he crashed and he did a bit of a comeback race, and then he unfortunately DNF'd on track in Sector 2. It is saying this purple Sector 1 for Cal here. To Cast and Elise and Jim's Drive need to worry about this guy, because it's looking really rapid there actually in the Aston Martin. Is he improving on his time? Is Coop improving? He's not. He's back in the pit lane probably. Cal coming towards the last couple of corners in Australia. I really need to nail these corners here. It's not the easiest of corners to take here. Taking this not really flat out, I think. It's going to be a really nice time from Cali. 123.3 puts him in 3rd place with that run. And Gino is on a hot lap. He's 300ths of a second down in his own time. And Aiden Benson. Aiden Benson on the same corner. Is it the same? I think it's the same corner, yeah. After that Ash chicane probably, yeah. Adam is going for his first lap on 27.0, puts him in 10th place with that run, above Matty Pitt and Ollie. Gino is not really improving here. We've already got 4 people out of qualifying here, and 3 of them crashed in that Ash chicane I was talking about earlier in the stream, and 1 had a quali ban, I think. Gino, it is going to be 123.3, improves on his time and puts him in 3rd place with this run above Cal. Adam is going for another run, I think, in the Williams. Are there other guys who are close to the finish line on that lap? Gino is improving. Oh, Gino's lost his nose. He's lost his nose after turn 1 there. So he may have slipped out there on turn 1. Adam is improving, but he hasn't validated his lap. George is on a first lap here in the Aston Martin. So nobody near. I think George is first one with a hot lap to cross the finish line. Carl's on an out lap again. Carl is not feeling well actually about Elise, like so close to him. So he's decided to put another lap in and try and improve the time and even improve the benchmark more than that. George is now coming towards the last couple of corners here. I'm really curious. Oh, goes a bit wide there, and yeah, he's been this lap there, I think. Wasn't a really fast lap to be fair, but he's lost much time there on that corner. 125.7 puts him in 10th place, and Matty Pitt has decided to go in the pit lane, I suppose. Reckon on another lap, it is going to be 124.0, puts him in 6th place with that one. Spurs is improving by, or Spurs has improved by 6 tenths. And there is a Ferrari that's been in. Is that Ragan in? Is Ragan you set at the track? I'm not sure if that is allowed, but oh, Carlos has validated his first lap. He's 9 tenths down as well. Not reliable lap from Spurs. Is George going for another lap here? He's 2.5 tenths up, and he isn't validated there, and the Ash chicane. Lost it a bit there, I thought, but did work out pretty fine there. Street is starting another hot lap here. Elise is trying to improve on his time, and this is... Oh, that was really close. 29 thousandths of a second down in sector 1. 29 thousandths of a second, that's literally nothing. So it's all to play for in the last 2 sectors here. Well, it's time going to be like sector 2. Almost 2 tenths up. He's almost 2 tenths up now. And that is going to put him in provisional pole position at the moment, actually. If you could keep the momentum going, to be fair, because these last corners are not easy to nail. Let's watch on board here. Let's take this one flat out, back out a bit on this run. What's going to be like? I think it's going to be pole position this. 122.7, not even a 10 up on Cars, and Cars is improving by 58 thousandths. Oh, it's going to be really close once again here between Elise and Cast. Oh, it's going to be so close. Who's going to be in provisional pole with 3 minutes to go? Is it going to be Cast or Elise? We'll see it right now. It is going to be Elise. Cast at 122.9 didn't improve in his time there. The Dutch guy didn't really improve there. Coop has improved a bit, but not too much. Ollie hasn't validated his run at Jim's draft, hasn't validated his first lap. He's now going for his second lap. Oh, he really needs to try and out-qualify both of these guys in the championship here. Let's ride on board with Jim's draft. It's a very, very, very important this. Because Scott's on the hot lap again. No, Elise also not. Pat is not on the hot lap. Cube is improving by 110. Street Boy is not up on his time. Ollie is improving by 4 tenths in sector 1. Let's watch. Kubi will be the first one, I think, to cross the finish line to improve on his time. Yes, he will be. 3 tenths up for now. Can he push Pat down to 8 to push himself up to 7th or even 6th place, because Raikkonen has retired from the session in the Ferrari. And he's decided to call it a day. Coop's not going towards the finish line, picking a bit of slipstream there. 124.0 in 7th place with that run. He's above Pat, but Pat is improving as well. And Jim's drive is going towards the finish line. And he's validated his run once again, the Jim's drive. Here is Pat with his time. It's going to be like 123.4, puts him at 6th place. It's 3.9 up on his time. George is 8 tenths up in sector 1. And Keller spun it, I think, and retired. And Ollie has retired on the pit lane probably. Gino is on another lap here. Street is not improving. Let's watch George here on his hot lap. He hasn't evaluated on that run, so I'm really curious to see where the Aston Martin will qualify himself on. Last corner here for the Aston Martin. What is Short's time going to be like here? He is improving though. 124.0 puts him in 8th place that run. But now Jim's draft coming towards the finish line is going really wide there. He's going really wide. And Jim's draft will start from the back of the grid, I think. Pat is not improving. George is not improving. So I think that's qualifying over then. That was the qualifying here. And as we can see, a big gap actually between like Elise and Cost and Spurs. The gap is like more than 4 tenths of a second. 4.5 tenths. So hopefully we get like a very nice race to watch. But it will be a very interesting race. I'm really sure of that actually. Let's watch the stream again. Is Melbourne is the wet race? Adam, what do you say? Not just like to the intro on the stream. Glad to have you. Comes buddy. Yeah, thank you, Aiden. It was very unfortunate to see you spin in that S corner. It's like, yeah, it's a very easy place to spin, I suppose. Yeah, Matthew was disconnected indeed. I saw that he has left the session, so yeah. He couldn't do anything about it, obviously. So it is your starting grid actually, with Elise on pole, Cast in 2nd place and Spurs in 3rd. Then we have Gino in 4th place. And then my screen is gone alright. With Cal in 5th place and Pat in 6th place. And we have a wet race, we have a wet Grand Prix, as Adam said in the stream. So thank you for that, Adam. But it is a wet race here. Oh my god, this is going to be really exciting. I'm not sure. Yeah, wet races are very unpredictable, so we'll see about that. Whenever I do comms in DRS, it's always like raining. In terms of full wet, it's always just raining. Thanks to commentator's curse of me. It's almost lights out here. Let me quickly grab a bottle of water. We're almost on the way. We're almost on the way. There's 5 lights. And we're on the way here. We are on the way for this Grand Prix in Melbourne. There's a spinner. There's like 3 or 4 cars that have lost it. And who is in that then? Is Cos in it as well? I think Cos is in it as well. Yeah, he spun it. Cos is in it as well, and this is very exciting to be fair. Sorry, they said that Cos for the championship actually. Can he make a comeback though? Adam, Pat, Cast, all in big trouble there. As we have Elise coming in first place at the moment. And this will keep him in the championship. This will keep him in the championship run. Spurs is already a second off at the moment. And then Chino attacking Cal, decided to back out of it. And we have interweather, so it's not full wets. Just inters. We have Rubo Liam having a battle with Asa here. It's very close to each other here. It's really nice to see the two Alpha Tauri sandwiching the horse driver there. As Shimstraff goes into 12th place here, goes in 11th place. Very nice teamwork from Alpha Tauri there. They know there is a championship on the table today, and yeah, very nice teamwork from Alpha Tauri. Who is battling on track? We have Asa here, who is behind Ollie now, 4th tenths, and Adam has spun it again, I think. No, he hasn't. Has Cos picked up some damage? He hasn't, luckily for him. Asa's in the pit lane, Ollie is in the pit lane. Both have damage, I suppose. George in the pit, is Trebo in the pit lane, Ollie, Asa, oh, all have damage. Does Adam have some damage as well then? Adam is also in the pit lane, yeah, there's 5 guys picked up some damage. But yeah, starting in the white is really tricky. As we have Gino here trying to attack Cal once again on that same place, but pace of Cal is looking very strong, as is Gino's pace here in the Red Bull. Red Bull's in place 2 and 4 at the moment, which is really nice for the constructors for them. Gino trying the inside there. Now coming towards the straight, he's putting it besides Cal, he's putting it besides Cal. Can he make it stick down the inside? No, he can't. Cal had the better line there, the better exit. Let's watch here, can Gino produce another attack here? Plenty of DRS to use, and you have to match to deploy used, yeah. That's what you get when you use too much DRS on like one place and stuff. Gino trying to do another attack on Cal here. Decided to back out of it. As we have a battle for 16 players out between George and Streetboy. George overtook Streetboy there for go to 16 players, and Jim's drive is now right behind Matty Pitt. Jim's drive is only 4 tenths behind him, and there's the whole group in front of him. So, and Koski has the first 3-second time penalty to his name, and this race for him is going from bad to worse at the moment. He DNF last time around, or even got disqualified, I got told, but yeah. And Pat is now up to 12th place in front of Cast. I think that might be some teamwork from McLaren there, although they have won the Constructors' Championship already. We have mounted Matty, Coop, Jimstraff, and I think Liam behind it as well, all on the battle with each other here. And Jimstraff is really stuck behind all of them. As it stands, it's still all to play for in the championship. Elise puts the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in. Fastest lap. Sorry for that. Get too excited when it comes. Mounted is 2 tenths down to try to do an attack on Coop here. Now it's too late for that, I think, yeah. Carlos is in the pit lane. He's in the pit lane. Oh, this race is really going for bad worse for him. Mounted trying to attack Coop here on the inside. He sends it towards the inside, and a really nice and clean overtake there from Mounted. He's up to 7th place now. Coop in 8th, and Matty is now trying to attack Coop as well. He's down the inside. Coop cuts him off a bit there, but Matty is now fair and square up to 8th place, and Coop is dropping down the order here. He needs to try find the gap to counterattack Matty maybe, because he's really falling back the order here. Gino, first 3-second time penalty to his name here after lap 4. And we have a yellow flag in sector 1, which is George who has been it. Liam gets the first 3-second time penalty of the Grand Prix here. Yeah, this battle is just really awesome. It's all so close to each other, but Jimstraff needs to pass Coop as soon as he can, because he's losing time on Matty Pit and Mounted. The gap is already more than 1.5 seconds here. Here comes the attack from Jimstraff on the outside, and a really clean there from Jimstraff. He's up to 9th place at the moment. The gap to Matty is 1.9 seconds. But I think he can manage to make it up in no time. Liam now trying to attack Coop as well. He's really falling back now. Yeah, Liam is really on the tail of Coop here. Ooh, struggled a bit with grip there, did Liam. All of a sudden the gap of Elise is like 5 seconds now to Spurs with the 2nd place. And Cal is closing the gap to Spurs, I see. The gap is just like 9/10 of a second, 8/10 of a second, and he has DRS as I can see. There will be a nice battle on for P2, 3 and 4 here in no time. And Ruben overtakes Coop here. And there is Pat as well. And Pat is coming as well for Coop. He's right at the tail, and Coop goes out of track there, it's a bit out of shape, and Pat is up to 11th place, and Coop is down to 12th place. I think he dropped down like 6 places in 1 or 2 laps. Oh, Cal's running away. He's running away from Gino here. He's pulling away a bit. Gap is 1.2 seconds now. As I see Pat making a move on Rude Boy Liam there on the start-finish straight. Pat is up to 10th place. Still 23 or 24 laps to be driven though, so anything is still possible here. But as you can see, Elise can really manage to drive in wet weather circumstances pretty well here. So yeah, if there won't be a safety car, I think there'll be all Elises to lose here. Carlos puts the fastest time for the Grand Prix and 1:35.7. He's still in 15th place though, but he's trying to work his way back for the championship here. As we get Matty Pitt with the first 3-second time penalty here. He gets his first punishment for crossing the track limits. And Matty is struggling a bit to keep up with Mounted, I see. Gap is now 8/10. Now he's coming back. He's coming back already when I say it. And Gino is spinning, so has he picked up some damage? Was he just spinning early? As a new nose, he has damage, has Gino. And Gino dropped down back to order as well. And Aiden is in 4th place. And he's doing a really good job actually today here. He kept it clean so far. And he's in he's in 4th place, so can Aiden maybe put it on the podium here? Because if one of them crashed out, he's currently in 3rd place then. That would be really nice to see. And Gino is retired! That is a DNF for Gino there, off in turn 1. Spun it again in turn 1 like he did in qualifying thing as well. And that's his Grand Prix over here. No, I bet he will be fuming with that. Not sure what happened, I think he just lost it. We'll know it soon enough when he enters the stream. If he enters the stream though. Matty Pitt gets another 3-second time, but that's already his total up to 6. We're only 7 laps on the way in this Grand Prix. We have a yellow flag set to 1. Where George is battling out with Treeboy. Elise puts a fast lap to Grand Prix, and that's the answer from Elise to Cast. With 135.3. Jim Strav is now at the tail of Matty Pitt. He's now back at Matty Pitt. He's trying to reduce the gap in the championship to have a shot at winning it. And we have a spin, I think. No, it was not a spin. Sometimes the game just does that for no reason at all. Matty Pitt are 3 tenths behind Mounted. This is really like the only real battle on track with these 3 guys here. It's a joy to watch them here. And Gino's left the session, yeah. I get that, obviously. I think Jim is planning to do an attack on Matty Pitt here. And he really needs to get his elbows out, Matty, if he wants to keep that place. But I think he's not like... You think he's not doing that. Needs to keep in mind that Jim Star is battling for the championship here with Elise and Cast, so won't take too many risks of taking people out. Jim Star is now 3 tenths behind Matty Pitt. He's really, and Matty Pitt is losing it. He is losing time to Mountain now. The gap is 1.3 seconds. As we have... What else is happening on track? And Cal won't let Spurs go with it. He's still like within or just outside the second of Spurs. Jim's drive is he's really looking to overtake Matty Pitt as soon as he can, but he will overtake him after the race though, but in terms of time penalties. Mounted is at the back of Racken, so this Racken's falling back a bit as well. And here are 3 drivers that are treading your position, Racken. Mounted, Matty and Jim Strap are the names. And Pat is not far behind as well, he's only 2.5 seconds behind it as well, so... We'll keep an eye out on this battle with like 4 or 5 drivers. Oh, Jim Strap, what has he done there? He's lost it, I think, a bit. And got a bit out of shape, I suppose. He's now... He was outside the second of Matty Pitt all of a sudden. So he didn't watch what happened there, but... That didn't look really well. That didn't look really well for Jim Staff there, whoa. Levy gets another 3-second time for the motor warnings. That is a bit of a dive on from Mountain there. There wasn't really space to overtake that on track, but he made the move though, but I don't think it was really clean, to be fair. Just dive bomb down the inside of Racken, and you hope they both don't have damage from that, so yeah. Now Jim Straff has overtaken Matty Pitt without noticing it, and he's now right at the back of Racken here. Oh, Jim Straff was losing it there. He almost lost it there. I was almost in the barriers. Bit out of shape. He's up to 6 now, is Jimstraff. And he can't let Mounted go, he knows that. He started from the back of the grid, he's currently in 6th position here in the AlphaTauri. As we have Pat right at the tail of Racken as well now. Aiden's still doing a decent job down 4th place. Needs to be said though. So we've Pat making the overtake on Racken here. He made the move stick. Pat is up to 7th place. Kaz is now in 13th place as the championship leader. But the gap from Ollie to Coop is 15 seconds, so there's a really big gap there. But you need to keep in mind we still have pit stops to do, so can change loads of things. And Liam decides to overtake Maddie here on the inside. He goes up to 9th place. Jimstraff is trying to overtake Mountain. I think he's going to try and make a move, not in this straight, maybe in the next straight. Can he make a move here down the inside? He's looking to do it, but decides to back out of it. Maddie Pitt is pitting now. Jimstraff are not really looking well in turn 1, to be fair. I was losing a bit of time. He's not really looking like really well in turn 1, is he? And Cal is now only 7/10 behind Spurs here. That is the battle for 2nd place. Up and going. It's going to be a really nice battle between Cal and Spurs. Do we have Cast, who is right at the tail of Ollie here in the battle for 11th place. He's 4/10 behind. He needs to overtake Ollie as soon as he can to try and grab some points for the championship. Every point counts at this stage of the championship, of course. William really close behind Racken now. Adam is pitting. Kaz is trying to make a move on Ollie. He's really trying it, and Ollie gets a 3-second time penalty because he was really pushing it to the edge. Pushing to the absolute limits there. Let's see if something is gonna be the chat, of course. PG said I forgot my AI. What do you mean by that, mate? I really don't get it, unless you're Maddie though. Kaz is now on the inside of Ollie. He did make the move, stake that on the inside, with a really nice overtake from Kaz there. He's up to 11th place. Pat is right at the tail of Jimstraff. Pat is getting involved here in the championship battle, of course, because battling with Jimstraff. He's closed that gap, but overtaking in wet circumstances isn't ideal at all, especially in Melbourne. Oh, Pat is losing loads of DRS there. As is Jimstraff, though only on 35% in wet circumstances. He's really using it to his advantage at the moment, but Pat has more than 80% to use, 85 now. And he really can't overtake Mounted at the moment. He's really stuck behind him. Yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that? Who is that in sector 3? Let's see, is that Maddie? Is that... It is Adam. Adam has lost his nose there. and he needs to go to the pit lane as soon as he can and just cross the pit lane, to be fair. He's going for another whole lap without the nose, and that is really ruining his race. Race also ready room because of that incident in the start. And I think he's losing it time of time now. That's why we get the yellow flags up. Let's go back to the battle for 5th place actually though. For 5th place. Between Mount and Chimps, we have a bad... Jimstrav is trying it. He is trying to make a move, but can't do it, to be fair. And Elise puts a fast time group in 134.8. Pat is on the inside of Jimstrav. I think he faked that a bit. You may have faked that to see if Jimstrav was moving out of the way to the outside, so you could grab the inside line there. He's still stuck back mounted as Jimstrav, so Liam overtakes Racken, but Racken is in the pit lane, I suppose then. Yep, Racken is in the pit lane. Who has already pitted? That's something we need to keep in mind. Cost has already pitted, Ollie's already pitted, and all of the beneath have already pitted, and Racken now. The top 9 is still yet to pit here today. Who was that getting out of shape? Was that Streetboy or was that Elise? Because it's very important to know. I think that was Elise, you know, who got a little bit out of shape there. And lost a bit of time, to be fair. Lost more than 2 seconds. That was Elise who lost it a bit there on the S chicane. And we get a 3-second time penalty now for multiple warnings. He needs to watch out for that. Here we can see the tire, the age of the tires, which is very important as well. Elise or runner-up in the championship is pitting. The leader in the race is in the pit lane in Alfa Romeo. Won it as well in Mexico. Can he do it again today in Australia? Which were both wet races or mixed conditions races. In Mexico and today just a wet race. Because I don't see it like really clearing up at the moment. And everyone is following, everyone is just pitting now, and everyone is following, no one's trying to overcut or something. Wouldn't recommend it as well. Mountain is still going, Jimstrav is still going. Mountain and Jimstrav are still going, but the top 3 are already out. They are already out of the pit lane. And they're still 2 seconds behind them. Aiden is pitted as well, comes in 8th place. Oh, Jimstrav makes the move and mounted! A bit of wheel banging. Oh, a bit of contact though, but nothing too bad. Jimstrav moves into 4th place and he finally can take Mountain there. Pat is trying to make a move as well. Ooh, the Mountain cuts him off a bit there. Defending his line there. Pat needs to watch out for that. He's going on the inside of Mounted. Can't make a move there on that occasion. We're halfway through this race here in Melbourne, and it is actually looking like this clearing up a bit. The rain is getting lighter as well, as far as I can see. So this can be very interesting. But we get a mixed conditions race like last time around in Mexico. George is pitting. Cast is in the top 10 for now. So that means 1 point for Cast there. Every point is vital, I've said before. Pat is 4 tenths behind Mountain now. Let's watch a battle towards the back of the grid between Azza, Medipit and Racken here. Who are on 12, 13 and 14th place. But they have already pitted, of course. We have a yellow flag. Is that... Has Coop decided to call it? They know. What was that yellow flag for then? Azza's in the pit lane. Azza's in the pit lane. That allows Matty to go to Racken. Oh, is he trying to make a move? He hasn't. He's too far off there. Is the Williams driver. He's trying on the inside. No, he's faking that a bit. And Cal still can't get past Spurs. He's the entire race. He's driven like within a second of Spurs, but there's no like real battle between them. They're just evenly matched. And Aiden is now up to 7th place. He's overtaken Rude Boy Liam on that occasion. And Pat is now overtaken Mounted there. He's made that move stick finally. But the gap to Jim's drive is already more than 3 seconds at the moment. When is Jim's drive pitting? That's the question. He's already, what is it, like 70 or 80 laps on these intermediate tires. Has he already pitted? He hasn't pitted. Jim's drive is still yet to pit. Pat is yet to pit. And Mounted is yet to pit. And Liam as well. Wow, they're already driving on 16 lap old intermediate tires. Which I really don't recommend actually, but yeah. Let's see the battle for 11th place to Matty Pitt and Racken here. They are battling out here on track. Matty on the inside, He's backed out of that. That is really wise of him to back out of that. Ollie has decided to pit. He's now P13 for now. He will drop back. No, P13 for him at the moment. Alright. And now with Matty Pitt still stuck behind Racken here. He's still stuck behind him. Let's look at the time penalties of this Grand Prix, which can really ruin your race if you don't watch out for it. Liam has a 6-second time penalty, Kaz has a 3, Matty has a 6-second, Ollie a 6-second. We have Streetboy who has a 3, George has a 3, and Adam has a 3 as well. And Matty Pitt's making a move on the inside here, and can he make it stick on Racken? I think he can, you know, yeah, he can. And that is Matty up to 10th place. But Racken doesn't have time penalty to his name. Ooh, doesn't need to take that much risk. Getting a bit out of shape there, did Racken. Cal now, what is he, like 7/10 behind Spurs still? Oh man, this needs to be really frustrating for Cal. Really frustrating, I think. And Chimstrap is losing loads of time towards Cal. He's lost 2 seconds, I think, in the past 2 laps. So isn't it time to pit for him then? Or maybe he's waiting. I think he's waiting to have the weather a bit cleared up. It's also a possibility because it is clearing up. Is it still raining? I don't think it is it? No, it isn't. It isn't raining anymore. And I think Jimstar is waiting for the dry to be like a bit dried up. Aiden made a move on Mounted here. He's up to 6th place. Wow, who's going to make that first move into the pit lane to go for medium softs? Yes, for medium of softs. I'm not gonna say hards, just medium of softs. Aiden gets the first 3-second time penalty here. That could really affect this race, you know. 1 time penalty can be enough to put you down 1 place, or even 2 or 3 places if it's a really close battle. Could make the move on Racken. Is Racken some damage there? I think he has lost his nose, you know. Yeah, he has lost his nose, this Racken. What has happened there? He has lost his nose. Carlos is trying overtaking Liam here. He's on the inside. He's in the inside line here. Oh, they're really next to each other, to be fair. And Liam remains on P8 at the moment. Let's see here. Oh, and Raki gets 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, and we had a yellow flag, and not sure what's that for. And Liam went out of track. And that is allowing cars to go up to P8. I'm not sure what happened there because I was tuning off a bit to another battle on track, but alright. And Pat is closing the gap. Pat is closing the gap to Jim Straff here. He's made up more than 2 seconds to Jim Straff. And Kosk has another 3-second time penalty. This name is already total up to 6. It is looking a bit sunny now actually, so who is the first to be pitting here? Who will be the first to dive into the pits to go for mediums or soft tires? It will be soft tires at this point at this stage of the race. Cast is in the pit lane. Cast, our championship leader, is in the pit lane. And is he the first one to make that move on these softs? Yes, he is. He is the first one to go to the soft compound, and Liam is following right after him in the horse. This is going to be interesting. And Cal is right. Cal is now, for the first time in this race, really battling it out with Spurs. Oh, outbreaking himself, and yeah, that did him no good. That was forcing his way through there. Tried to force his way, but it's 2.5 seconds to gap now. Is it time for soft, or isn't it time for softs? We will see it right here with Cast on board. It isn't. It really isn't. It is too slippery. It is just too slippery. But he has risked it though. He risked it, but it is too slippery at this time for softs. And Liam on the mediums notices that as well, just going out of track there. Hopefully he doesn't get a time penalty for corner cutting there. He doesn't, luckily for him. It's still time for inters, guys. It's still time for the intermediate compound. Maddie gets a 3-second time penalty here for multiple warnings. That's total up to 9. That's a total already up to 9 seconds. Meanwhile, Elite's gap to Spurs is already 15.5 seconds. He's totally dominating this race. He's on a mission here. He wants to win a championship. He really wants to. And he can still win it if it stays like this. Pat is right at the back of Jim Straff now. Cars is falling back here. These softs, there's not time for softs. He is staying out though, but he's looking really slippery on these softs. Pat trying to make a move down the inside. The ash chicane is really risky. Wouldn't recommend that. And we have a spinner. Who is it? That mounted? It is mounted who is off track there, and that is mounted spinning his way around here. Who will decide to pit for softs, but because it isn't time yet, I think for softs it really isn't. We're already in lap 22 now, so will we see like dry compounds? And Aiden is right at the back of Pat. Aiden, I didn't notice that, but Aiden is right at the back of Pat here, and he's trying to make a move as well. And he's pitted as well. And Pat hasn't pitted, I think. No, he hasn't. Jim Straff hasn't as well. But they need to pit before the end of the race, and you know that. Yellow flag sector 1. Is that Liam who is off again? No, Racken just overtakes him on track there. Aiden is looking really strong today, to be fair, in the Alpine. He's looking really strong. So what is he going to do here in a battle with Pat and Jim Straff? they aren't the easiest guys to overtake, so... Elise is now coming towards the finish line to cross for lap 23. Still out in the inters, yeah. Oh, Gemstraff defending. Pat on the inside of Gemstraff. Gemstraff trying a little nice switchback. Didn't make that, and Pat has made that mistake somehow. And Pat is up to 4th place. And Aiden is down the inside of Gemstraff now. And Aiden has made the move on Gemstraff as well, and he's up to 5th place. As we have a yellow flag, and who's that spinning as Liam again on the mediums. Oh, he has lost his nose as well. Gemstraff is pitting. Gemstraff is in the pit lane, and he's going for softs here. But that's a big risk to take. Don't know his time yet. And George has DNF'd. George has DNF'd in the pit lane, I think. So we won't see a safety car. There's only 2 DNFs at the moment, which is really nice to see. Only 2 guys have DNF'd so far. They are George and Gino. And Aiden is really keeping up here with Pat. He is really keeping up with Pat. My heart rate is really high, to be fair. What the fuck? We'll see here. Matty Pitt now in 7th place, still behind Mounted, who's moving out of the way. Here comes Matty, he's trying to make a move on Mounted. Let's watch this again. Everyone's still interested, yeah. This is not really a Pat's advantage, is it? Oh, he has pitted. I didn't notice that. He has pitted though, so it will be interesting towards the end of the race here. We have Ollie now trying to make a move on Coop. Battle for 8 and 9th place. And Gemstraff is in 11th place. Gemstraff is not grabbing some points today. And Kals is in the pit lane. And he's going for the intermediates, I think. Or decide to call it a day. There's a possibility as well. Coop trying to attack Ollie here. And Cal is once again within a second. He's once again within the second of Spurs. Shall we go to that battle maybe on track here between Spurs and Cal. Cal is within half a second now of Spurs. So we have a yellow flag for a Haas once again. It really is. It was really a nice race to count it on, to be fair. We still have loads of action to go through, I think. There's loads of guys taking risk on the softs, but softs weren't really ideal, to be fair. Nobody's out on dry tires at the moment. Everyone on the intermediates. It was clearing up a bit, but now it's looking really dark once again. Really didn't play an advantage of Jim's draft and Cast here. They tried it but didn't succeed in that one. As it stands though, we still have a championship to be decided between all three of them, I suppose. Yeah, between all three of them we still have a championship to go towards the last two Grand Prix of the season. Oh, contact! Cal dives on the inside of Spurs and there's contact between both of them. Spurs trying to the inside and Cal is up to second place. Spurs trying to counter that. Spurs is on the inside of Cal once again. Can't make the move. So Cal is in second place now after driving 26 laps behind the Red Bull. But the Red Bull is not giving up on this occasion for second place. He's not letting the Aston Martin go anywhere at this point. What a battle to close it off actually, because we have 2 laps left after this one. They've mounted now in 13th place, who spun too many times today, but he did take risks, to be fair. Cast puts the fastest time of the Grand Prix in 1:33.8, but it's too late for that for Cast. Don't think he will grab a point because he's not in the top 10. Not sure what the league rules are for that. If someone can inform me on that, it would be really nice. If he grabs a point or not, if he's outside the top 10, if he puts the fastest lap in. Rackett has retired. Oh, he's crashed it. He has been that. And will that cause a safety car? I think it's too late. It's too late for a safety car, I think. At least already in lap 28 of 29. Spurs is letting Cal go with the second place at the moment. He can make the moves, take Cal, you can grab second place here. Cars gets another 3-second time penalty because of multiple warnings. That's total up to 9, I think. Yep, 9 seconds for him already. Already? Well, the race is almost done, but yeah. No real battles on the track at the moment, but as I said before, this championship battle is still to be decided. Cars didn't take the championship today on this occasion. So Jim's Drive, Elise and Cars are going to battle it out in the last 2 Grand Prix now. We have a yellow flag. Who is that? That is someone getting off the way. That's Treeboy getting out of the way of the other drivers, which is really nice to see. I don't know, up to 15th place because Fracken DNF'd it. He's still in the race though. Mounted is now up to 12th place in front of Streetboy, who's now 13. And he spun it. Why is he in the hearts? That is something I really don't get. Why would you go on the hard compound? Why would you even try that? At least known as last lap. Let's ride on board with Elise. Because probably going to win the race tonight here in Melbourne. In wet circumstances. Which is really not ideal, to be fair. It's a really hot circuit, especially in the wet. So he has earned that to win it here. Did it fair and square. Nobody really got in the way for him. So Elise going towards the last couple of corners. Let's see here. Bring it towards a good end. We'll see here, no really big risks. And Elise wins the Australian Grand Prix here and is still in the championship battle. Wow, 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 okay. Another win for Elise, to be fair. In Mexico he won as well, so... And Cal now. Cal is going towards the finish line. He's going to be really buzzing with the second place, I can imagine. Cal becomes second, and Spurs becomes third, and Aiden is going to become fourth here. This is a really nice position for him to finish on, to be fair. Fourth place for Aiden, so congratulations on that, Aiden. Fourth place for him here. Pat is going to cross the finish line in fifth, I suppose, and Maddie in sixth. Carlos is going to be 11th. Won't grab any points unless he gets the fastest lap. Not sure about that. He has the fastest lap, but yeah, don't know. Maddie is 6th. Ollie is going to finish line to cross the finish line for 7th place. Coop is 8th in the Mercedes here tonight. He becomes 8th in a very difficult Grand Prix for everyone. All the rest was being led by Elise, as far as I know. Let's watch the podium, which we didn't do last time. Let's watch the podium for a bit. As Elise is cheering the crowd on a bit. The crowd is cheering on Elise, to be fair. Puts the trophy into the air. And he wins the Grand Prix of Australia here tonight. And he really had to. He had to win that. Champagne bottle. Champagne. Oh, forget about it. So let's watch here. So Elise wins tonight's Grand Prix in front of Cal, who was really, like, for a long time behind Spurs. Couldn't get closer, but he put in the P2 with Spurs in P3. We have Aiden in P4 with Pat in P5. Maddie P6, Coop P7, 8 for Ollie, 9 for Eza, and 10 for Jim Strife, who grabbed one vital point in the championship. We've Carson 11th, won't grab any points, let's get fast slap. Mounted in 12th, 13th Liam, 14th Street Boy, 15th Adam, 16th Reckon and George, and Gino retired it. So that was it for tonight's stream, guys. Thank you all for watching, and thank you Adam for saying top comments as always. I really did my best today. I was really ill. I feel really ill because of the booster vaccine, but I really did my best today, as did all the drivers, so big shout out for that. Thank you all for tuning into the stream, and I'll see you guys next time around. Peace out, guys.